So this video is going to walk you through setting up an August account and pairing it with your Airbnb reservation. Please watch it all the way through, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to the August support number. I'll provide their contact info. So if you get stuck anywhere along the setup process, you can reach out to August support line at 844-284-8781. They're open Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're awesome, super helpful, so don't hesitate to reach out because they can definitely help. So before you start the setup process, just look through the list of compatible phones. Make sure yours is on there. If you're going to be traveling internationally and not having access to data, we have another instructional video on how you can use the lock that way. But yeah, just double check and make sure your phone is there before setting it up. If you're an Android user, double check through the list and make sure that your phone is there, because these are going to be the Android phones that work with the August lock. So here's a list of devices with known compatibility issues. At the bottom, under Other Devices, you'll note that a mobile phone number is needed to receive a text message, but after that, you can actually use an iPad Air, iPad Air 2, or iPad Pro to operate the August Smart Lock. Okay, so you've just confirmed your reservation on Airbnb, and you should have gotten an email from August Locks with the instructions on how to pair your August account with your Airbnb account. So if we scroll down, we've got instructions on how it works. So the first thing we're going to do is download and install the August app by clicking here. So we're going to go ahead and click on the blue link. Alright, that's going to take us to the app download, and we're going to go ahead and install August Home. Alright, so now that your app has completely downloaded, let's go ahead and open it. And what you're going to do is you have the option of I've received an invite or set up your first August device. So what we're going to do is say I received an invite. And then you're going to click on I received an email for my reservation, and then it's going to walk you through the steps of creating an August account. So let's go ahead and click the start button. So next, August is going to ask for different permissions, so go ahead and hit allow for these questions. So now we're at the step where we're creating our account. So we've put in our name, our first name, our last name, our email address, and our phone number. And the reason this is important that we put our actual contact information is because August is going to send an email and a text message with a confirmation code that you're going to have to put in through the download process to verify that you've actually received this information. So please make sure you're using the correct contact info. So once you put in your contact information, the next screen is going to require you to upload a photo. So please make sure you upload one that's actually you and not of your cat or landscape, just so that way we know what the person looks like that's going to be coming into the house. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to upload our picture. So we got a good face shot, so we put that in. We're going to go ahead and click the next button. And then this is where you're going to have to put in a phone number to receive a verification code. So go ahead and get that from our text messages. So if we go into our text messages, you can see that August has sent a verification code. In this case, it's 669478. So we're then going to go back to the August app. Okay, so now that we've gone back to the August app, we're going to put in that verification number we got from text. Okay, and then it says, great, they've sent another verification code to our email. So let's go ahead and minimize this and jump to our email real quick. Alright, so now we've gone into our email and we can see that August has sent us a verification code. In this case, it's 047376. So we're going to remember that and go back to the August app. and then it's here we're going to put that code in. All right, so now it says our account has been created, and our second step is to sign into Airbnb. So we're going to connect the August and Airbnb accounts so you can access your Airbnb rental. So let's go ahead and press the start button. And this kind of gives you a breakdown of what Airbnb is, and you're going to go ahead and say connect to Airbnb. So this will bring you to the Airbnb login. So this is where you're going to put in the email address and password that you booked your reservation for. So now that we are logged in, it's going to say connect Airbnb to August Home. So let's go ahead and click the allow button. So now you have created an account, you've synced it with Airbnb, and it says you're all set to go. You should now have access to your Airbnb rental. So let's go ahead and click on Go to My Rental. It's going to open up the August app. And in the keychain section, you should see the house name of the people you're staying with. So in this case, we booked with RC, so we can see the house's keychain name. So let's go ahead and click on RC's house. And then it's going to give you two options. The circle is going to show you, it's where you unlock and lock the house. So in order to connect to the lock, the August Home app needs permission to access device's general location. This data will not be shared. So we're going to go ahead and allow location permissions. All right, so then this is where it's going to show you your next access. The next time you can operate the lock is Tuesday, May 30th at 6 p.m. And the reason it knows this is because it's synced with your Airbnb account, and that's the day of your reservation, and that's the check-in time. So let's go ahead and click OK. So it's going to show you your access, all that information, so you know when you can get into the house. And if we click on the little picture of the little person beside the circle. So this is going to show us our profile information. So our access level is set to guest. It shows us our access scheduled start date and end date, and that our entry code feature has been turned off, so you don't have to worry about this setting at all. So one thing you'll notice is if your Bluetooth setting is not turned on, it'll tell you that your Bluetooth is disabled. So let's go ahead and enter into the settings and turn our Bluetooth on. So now that we're in our settings, we're going to go ahead and click on Bluetooth. And then we can see it's off. We're going to go ahead and toggle that on. So now that our Bluetooth setting is on, we can see that in the top section of the phone in the little symbol bar. Let's go ahead and click on the name of the house. And it'll say next access is whenever your reservation is, and then it'll move out of that. Another thing to note is if you think your reservation time and dates are set up wrong, this is probably because you're in a different time zone than when your listing is. But when you arrive in the city of where your Airbnb rental is, you'll actually have that time adjusted for the correct check-in and check-out times. So you've arrived at the house and you're going to open up the August app. You're going to click on the keychain name. It's going to pulse gray because it's looking for the lock. The green indicator will show that it's unlocked. If you tap the circle in the middle, you can see that the lock has just locked, and that shows you the status of the front door. So to get in, just tap the red button, wait a couple seconds, and then you should be able to open the door. So to operate the August lock from inside the house, it's very easy. You don't actually need to use your phone or the August app. You can turn the smart lock manually. So currently the smart lock is locked, and the reason we can tell this is there's a little notch on the side which shows you where the lock is positioned. So we've even added labels to our lock, so you can see if it's to the left, it's in the lock position, and if the little notch is to the right, it's unlocked. So all you have to do to unlock the door from inside is we're going to go ahead and manually turn that to the right. So it's got the click. You can go ahead, grab the door handle, and it should be able to open. Super easy. And then same thing, if you want to lock the door from the inside, you're going to go ahead and grab the smart lock and turn it to the left. One thing that we do ask guests is when they go out for the day, please lock our door just so that way no strangers come into our house, and not that that's likely, but just out of common courtesy. So please, when you go outside, use the lock, the August app, and lock the door, and then double check that the door is in fact locked. So one thing to note is that your access is going to expire at the end of your reservation, which will prohibit you from actually locking or unlocking the door with the app when you're outside. So please make sure that you have left the listing and that you've locked the door before your checkout. In this case, that's going to be 11 a.m. So please make sure you lock the door before 11 a.m. because it will expire. For instance, in this example, our access expired at 10:08. So you can see that it was working prior to that, and now you cannot connect to the lock. And this is because your access has expired. So it's super important you get this done. Yeah. So when your access is expired, it'll actually show you that it's expired when you try and unlock it. So make sure that you're out of the listing before that time. So if you're a host or anyone looking or interested in buying the lock, I've got a link to where you can get a discount below. And if not, have a great stay in your listing.